What's up, guys? We're going to do a new style of content where I'm just driving around. I'm not actually just driving around, I'm actually driving to work. So I have a couple of questions that I've been asked by some friends, some other business owners, and I wanted to answer those. So that's what I'm going to do on these particular videos is I'm just going to have this connected and kind of running as I drive to work, and we'll kind of take it from there. So first question that I got was, how often should I be marketing? I would say every day, personally. With today's marketing being so predominantly visual and digital, you can do it every day pretty easily. You look at some of the big brands in the world; they're putting out multiple pieces of content a day. There's about 7 or 8 different platforms that you can go market your business on. Trying to decide on which one of those platforms to use honestly just depends on where your target market's at and what you're comfortable with. If you're a one-person business, or if you're the only one really doing marketing for your business, then you want to start with what you think you're going to be good at. If that's video, great. If that's written, great. If that's images, if that's audio like a podcast, you kind of want to start with, okay, what am I good at and where's my audience at? So those are the 2 things that I would start with, but I would be looking at probably every day. Start with a pretty simple cadence. If you can go 3 times a week to begin with, just to try and get comfortable with that cadence, and then start going up from there. The more you do it, the better you're going to get. And the more you do it, the more opportunity you get from having eyeballs on your content. So that's a big part of it, but start somewhere that you can be consistent. But if you can shoot for every day, then great. Question number 2 was, how much budget should I start out with? A lot of that depends on where your business is, in terms of like how long you've been in business, what kind of sales you're seeing, and B, what kind of budget you have. Like if you're starting from zero and you have 0 revenue, obviously you don't have a budget to start with marketing. And that's okay. There's a lot of free stuff that you can do in terms of your marketing. Content marketing is free. You just need something to build it with. And there's a lot of free apps out there that you can build content with. You can start learning copy, that you can start, putting pictures and videos and stuff out. The more that you put content out, the better you're going to get. And then obviously you can level up your tools as you start to make money with your business. Most businesses tend to operate in a range of like 5 to 7%. Some of the businesses that I work with do a lot less than that. And that's a percentage based on their revenue, right? A lot of that is just kind of test and learn. I would honestly start with organic and go either as cheap as possible, or if you can do free and put out some decent content, then go ahead and do that. But when you first start out, a lot of what you're doing is just learning how to play the game, learning how to put out content and how to do things. So that's a big portion of it. And if you can save money or spend 0 money during that time frame, then that's going to be a stellar way to do it, is to learn and not have to pay for a lot of that learning. In terms of like doing paid advertising and stuff, if you don't need the paid advertising and you can do organic, that's obviously going to be the benefit, right? Paid is a completely different aspect of it. It's going to go based on how much of your revenue that you actually want to spend. I would start with a small amount, test a couple things out. If you start 1 to 2% of your revenue, test a few things out and see what works, and really get an understanding of, again, how to play the game, and B, what's actually going to work, and what your money's going to be more beneficial in being in. That's probably the best place to start. Question number 3, should I do it myself or should I hire somebody? If you're at a place that you can hire somebody with experience, that's great. I would definitely do that. If you're a small business and you're kind of doing this on your own, learning how to do it before hiring somebody is definitely a good route as well, because that gives you a framework of how to judge somebody's ability to do the skill. So having a judge on, like, okay, what do the metrics look like? What does good content look like? What do good ads look like? What are the metrics supposed to do on a good piece of content versus a bad piece of content? How is it supposed to perform on your website versus what is the click-through rate? You want to understand all of the metrics, and that's going to be the biggest part. If you can kind of do all that on your own, obviously trying to do that and run a business is hard. I mean, I'm doing it right now, and it's very time consuming. It can be very difficult. It can be super time consuming, but the value that you get out of that is that when you do finally go try and hire somebody, you know what you're looking for. You know what questions to ask. You know what kind of situations they're going to be in when they start marketing for your businesses, and how you can judge whether they're good at the thing or not. Having some background in it gives you an upper hand when you're trying to hire somebody versus, trying to just go hire somebody out of the blue of like, yeah, this seems like a good person. If you're trying to do that, you're probably going to hire 10 people before you hire somebody who actually knows what the hell they're doing. So that's just my 2 cents. So yeah, those are the questions that I had for today's edition. I'll probably have a few more that pop in the next day or so that I can record a few more of these. But this is kind of a new stream, so if you liked it, whether you're listening to the audio version of this or if you're checking it out on YouTube, again, if you're watching this and the camera's bouncing all over the place because it's just sitting in the car, I do apologize for that. If you liked this medium, if you liked these questions and maybe have some of your own, throw them in the comments. If you're watching or listening, don't forget to subscribe as well. I truly appreciate the support from you guys. So yeah, thanks for checking it out, and we'll see you in the next one.